Namaste, everyone. Michelle Granberg here. Welcome to another episode of Positive Energy, bringing enlightening television for your evolving soul. They say that rescuing an animal must create good karma. Well, the mission of the Karma Cat and Zen Dog Rescue Society is to provide a safe and peaceful haven for homeless, abandoned, or abused animals. Their adoption, TNR, and education programs help decrease the number of cats and dogs being destroyed in kill shelters. Stay with us to find out more as Positive Energy starts right now. So I'm so happy to be here today with Rebecca and Maddie and Allison from Karma Cat Zen Dog. Yes. Welcome, ladies.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Now, who do you have with you today? Can you introduce? So this is Milka and Danica.
Yes. So
What
this is
their
Milka,
story?
and that's Danica, the black one. So they are 2 3-month-old kittens. They are 2 of 14 that were pulled from a local shelter. We have very good relationships with all of our local shelters, and we actually got a call that they, along with most other shelters, are very packed, and they said we have 14 kittens under 3 months age that were to be euthanized if somebody didn't come pull them, and that was all we needed to hear, and we pulled 14 kittens in one day and put them into our foster network.
I'm so glad you were able to save them. Welcome to Positive Energy, you guys. So Rebecca, tell us a little bit about your role at Karma Cat and Zen Dog.
So I'm the development director. I handle fundraising, outreach, and TNR, various different things within the rescue, mainly the fundraising kind of thing. I also foster. I have 6 foster kittens in my house right now too.
So you fulfill roles in-house, out-of-house,
Yes.
hands-on.
Very busy.
Maddie, what do you do at Karma Cat and Zen Dog?
I do kind of a little bit of everything. So I started off as a socializer. So I just go in to our adoption center, play a little bit with the cats so they get used to people. And then I was trained as a cleaner, so I'll go in and clean and feed them. Now I do fostering, and I help with the TNR, trap, neuter, release. I do a little bit of everything.
You do?
Yeah.
Thank you for that. And you're wonderful. Look how wonderful they're being right now. This is wonderful. Yay. Allison, how about you? What do you do?
I also started out like Maddie did. I was just doing cleaning and feeding in the mornings. Started to do socializing, which is really fun. You just basically go play with cats and kittens all
have to
for your
twist your
hour and a
arm for
half.
that.
No, you don't have to twist my arm to do that. And then I got interested in the TNR program and started going along for the ride. And then that program just expanded. We are TNRing an awful lot of cats, and I became so aware of how important it is for the cats, for the community, for everything. So I'm really focusing a lot of my energy on the TNR team right now. I'm also on the development team and help with fundraising. I help with merchandising. I go to events. It keeps me very busy.
Whatever needs to be
Yes,
done. It
yes,
sounds like Allison
yes.
is your gal.
Yeah.
So Rebecca, tell me, I love the name Karma Cat and Zen Dog. Tell me why you chose that name, sort of what that means, and your mission and vision.
Okay, so Karma Cat Zen Dog was founded in 2010 by sisters Michelle and Christy Arlotta, and they chose those names because of exactly what you think, the ideas behind the karma and the Zen. And their mission was to make sure that every homeless animal had a chance. And we are a no-kill organization. Any animal that we bring into our foster network stays with us, no matter how difficult, how challenging it is medically, behaviorally. We do everything we can for that animal and put it in the right home, whether it's our adoption center in Milltown or a foster home. So that's kind of where we are, is no homeless animals eventually.
Yeah. So what are you seeing right now in terms of your rates of adoptable animals coming in and going?
So with COVID, it was obviously really difficult. Surgeries were down, so we have a lot of strays that were getting pregnant and kittens. We actually had an amazing adoption year last year, and we had over 250 adoptions. So even through COVID, we made our quota. We currently have over 53 kittens in our inventory, just in our foster network. That doesn't even count the adult cats that we have at our adoption center.
And you said that's your capacity?
I think we're pretty much at capacity. We actually do have some fosters that are going on vacation and stuff like that. Summer is actually one of our more difficult times. People go on vacation, adoptions are down, fosters want to go away and stuff. So it's a little bit more challenging, but at the same time, we're used to it and we can adapt and move around. So.
And what's your best strategy for getting people to come in and adopt?
Social media, really good relationships with the community. We have our outreach program. We do work with Girl Scouts, Boy Scouts, school groups, that kind of thing. It gets our name out in the community. this past Sunday, we had our grand reopening event. Our adoption center is now open to the public adoption hours. So, we put out press releases. We talk to people in the community. We have really good relationships that way. We actually have a partnership with Magic 98.3, so they talk about our stuff all the time. So yeah, it's really building those partnerships.
Yeah,
so.
exposure over time.
Yeah,
I absolutely love that. So who can tell me a little bit about the adopting process?
Allison?
I've never adopted one from Karma Cat, but I have to say we have an awesome team. I'm sometimes surprised. People will say, "Oh, I want to see Caimo," and I'll say, "We don't have a cat named Caimo." No, yes, you do. They know how to pair people with cats.
Yeah.
The team, you put in your application and you talk about what kind of an animal you want. They know exactly the temperaments of the animals we have. And I think that's really a lot of credit given to the cleaning and the socializing team, because we keep records of every cat and their behavior and what things they like, what things they don't like, how to promote them being better socialized animals. And then the adoption team matches the person to the animal and they meet them. And even through COVID, it was all virtual. And kittens just kept going. They'd meet the right cat and take them home, and people are always so happy.
Success.
Yes.
Success.
And a lot of times on social media, they'll send us updates about the cat and how they're doing at home with their other animals and kids.
See them in their forever home.
Always makes us so happy.
So Rebecca, what's the first step if someone wants to come in and adopt?
It's to fill out the application. So we have a short application. It's basically just your information, what pets you have in the home, and a vet check. Everybody needs to be up to date on their vaccinations, stuff like that. They fill that out either in paper, in person, or online, and then our adoption director will reach out, go through all of the checks, and then you can tell us what you're looking for, whether you're looking for a kitten or a nice calm adult that you already know what you're going to get personality-wise. And then from there you come in, you meet everybody, that decide, and then you take them home.
Sounds like the whole process is fun in and of itself.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, it's very fulfilling.
You're ultimately a matchmaking service
Yeah,
for
exactly.
family members,
Yes.
for new family members. So Maddie,
Yes.
what would you say if someone's never adopted before, it's their first time, what tip or inspiration would you give to someone?
I would kind of say start slow. It's very important for the cats, especially kittens, to introduce them to the house slow so they get used to it, so they're comfortable, especially if you have other animals. They kind of got to become friends before you throw them all together.
So slow integration,
Yes,
in
yes.
that way. But they should adopt, they should give it a try and not feel like they're alone.
No.
Right?
Absolutely.
Do you support them sort of the whole way, especially for new adopters?
Yeah, definitely.
Keep in contact with them.
We have follow-ups. Our adoption directors, they go through the whole process, and they'll follow up. Do you have any questions? We actually have a guidebook that we send electronically before we even have them bring the animal home, and we're always there for any kind of issues. Any typical cat things. Not going in the litter box. Well, we have ideas for that, and we can help you and stuff like that. So they follow up, and that's why we have such not only a good reputation with the community, but people come back, adopt again. We have people who have 3 different Karma Cats, from 3 different generations, because they
Karma Cat alumni.
Yes,
Exactly,
exactly.
yeah.
Coming.
Well, I think the other thing to mention is that they're often in a foster home for a while, and then they're moved over to the MAC Center when they're a little bit more socialized and ready to play with the other cats and be seen by the public.
Yeah, so important.
Yeah.
I mean, we can't stress enough how important foster is, right? As that go-between, getting used to
Yes.
being in a home. You know, especially since many of the cats come from not from a home, right? So
I mean,
You know-
look how well socialized these cats are.
They
I mean, really,
are.
look at them.
yeah,
Yeah,
They're
They're awesome
loving
little
it. I
kitties.
mean, they
Yeah,
just
they're
love
good
the
little
touch.
kitties.
Their foster room is my office at home. So they're used to me being in there to do my work and not doing my work because they're there and I'm playing with them. So
it must be a little hard to get work done with
yes, yes.
them around in there.
It's also really awesome the way we get volunteers. Maddie was actually somebody that we went and trapped for maybe 4 months ago, 5 months ago, and was really interested in the process and helping us do it. And since then has jumped on board as a TNR team member and a foster mommy. And you know, just you really get hooked by this organization and all the good that you're doing. And that's we get. I
You
just
get that
talked.
help, you get that helper's high.
Yeah.
It feels good to help.
does.
It's a circle. And especially with such innocent beings and sweet beings.
Yeah.
It
Yeah.
is, that just want to be loved. So let's dive a little bit more into TNR since you mentioned it, trap, neuter, and release or
Yes.
return.
Yes.
The R is
Right.
either release or return. Let's talk about how important that is,
Ugh.
what it is, and how you help people with TNR through education and through actual TNR. Rebecca?
So we've always been very big advocates of TNR. Most people don't understand that feral cats and community cats, they're very happy outside. They have their home, they have their family members outside, that they have their little colony, and we just need to get them fixed and vaccinated so that they're happy and healthy outside and aren't making more kittens. All of the kittens that I have in my foster room right now, they're all from feral colonies. And so a lot of our kitten intake comes from TNR projects because they're not fixed. And like I said, COVID had a big impact on that. So we have a growing program where there's a form online people fill out, and then we go and kind of do a site visit, check out and see how many cats, how are they being fed, where are they living, how are we going to trap, what's the situation. If there's kittens there, we'll determine, if we have space to take them in, then we'll determine if they're young enough to be socialized. Generally, 3 months is kind of like the mark where they're too used to being outside, and they won't really like being inside. So
that's the next best solution.
yes, then we'll get them fixed. We'll wait another month so that they're 4 months old, and then they'll go right along with the rest of the colony and they'll get fixed. We'll go do our trapping. We take the animals to our recovery space and hold them overnight for their surgeries. We take them down to People for Animals in Robbinsville, and we have the feral package. They get the ear tip, which signifies that they've been fixed, and they get fixed. They get vaccinated for rabies and FVRCP. And also, one of the things that we definitely are huge advocates for is they all get microchipped. So even if the person requesting can't afford to pay the extra money for the microchip, we will sponsor that, because any feral cat with an ear tip that comes into a shelter, they know that that's a feral cat because it has that ear tip, and most likely is not adoptable and will probably be euthanized. So having that microchip ensures that we're contacted and we can go get that cat from the shelter and return it to its colony, and it won't be euthanized.
It's wonderful. It's such a wonderful system, very organized, and everybody has a role, and there's a process. And you mentioned People for Animals, so I wanted to give them another shout out.
Huge shout
Because
out,
without
please,
them
please.
As a low-cost clinic
Yes.
for spay and neuter for ferals, we couldn't continue to do this. So People for Animals, people can certainly, peopleforanimal.org,
Yes.
PFA.org, whatever their website is. So That's really wonderful. And in terms of managing the colony, somebody just has to be responsible for the continuous feeding and observing the cats, who's missing, who's not missing, who's sick maybe, who's injured, and taking care of that. So you said that, Allison, you have some experience with TNR. Share your experience.
Well, I had a cat in my backyard who showed up as soon as I joined the TNR team. Actually, 3 of them did. It was like there's a messaging system out there. Hey, there's good food over here.
Themselves.
And that was my first successful trap. I got Luther, and I, recovered him and took him down. And he comes to my house every single night, and he's mine. He's my cat, even though he's an outdoor cat. Sorry. I also wanted to piggyback on something Rebecca said. Sometimes it really is a hard sell to get people to leave the cats outside and recognize that, they were like, well, I want to take them in and I want to make them. Most of the cats, especially the older ones, that's not what they want. They are happy outside. They know their food source.
It's what we want, or it might make us feel better, but it's not necessarily what they want.
So I think the educational part of that is letting people know that they're really doing the right thing by fixing the cat and still taking care of it, but letting it be an outdoor cat. So that it made me realize what an important thing it is that we're doing, and I really like the people I'm doing it with. We really do work well together. I'm finding a lot more people that we contact are willing to learn how to trap or trap train, so that we just have to go out and get the cats, making it much easier for us. And I just spoke to somebody today, and she's all ready to join the team. So you meet great people along the way too. And like you said before, it's mostly people that love cats. So
people should reach out to you if they're interested in finding out more about TNR and getting involved, because anybody who really has a desire can get involved.
Yes.
And I know that another role that your organization plays is to educate the public about TNR, that it even exists.
Yes.
As well as the actual hands-on piece of that. So somebody is a little bit very comfortable now, not to be disturbed.
She likes to be held like that, Maddie said. She likes to be upside down.
She knows me.
Yeah, obviously.
So Maddie, as a volunteer, what's the best thing about volunteering with dogs and cats?
Well, look.
In a place. I mean, this is the what are the how can someone get involved? What does it entail?
So I liked Karma Cat to start off with, because they're very accommodating. Like, if you want to play with cats but you don't want to clean, like it's not your thing, they'll just let you be a socializer. You don't have to clean. Obviously, there's some parts of it that aren't fun, like cleaning litter boxes, not really fun, but usually everything is your choice. If you're not comfortable doing something, you speak up, they'll let you not do it. They'll give you another option of, you still have a place here, but it's up to you of what you want to do. So I really liked that about Karma Cat.
Love that. Yes. Love that. You feel that you're part of a human and non-human family.
Yes.
So that's another wonderful way that people can get involved.
Yeah.
If you're looking for something to do.
Absolutely. We actually call it that. So our founder was a huge fan of Hawaii, and we call ourselves the Ohana, which is actually Hawaiian word for family. And we really are, we go out, outside of the shelter, we go to dinner, we go to concerts, we, go on vacation together, and, we know what's going on, and it really is a very cohesive unit. And just like Maddie said, it's what you want, and we foster that. We empower volunteers. I started out.
That's the way to keep your volunteers.
Absolutely. I started out cleaning cages every other Tuesday, and I worked my way through with support and encouragement from the leadership to become the development director these many years later. And I hope that I am fostering that same feeling in my new volunteers, so that bringing them in and showing them okay, this is what we do, this is some of the outreach, this is TNR, take on what you enjoy, and that's the best part about volunteering is you can discover what you like and make it yours.
And there are so many different things. We have a huge merchandising section, people that love to do crafts and knit and crochet. You should see the things they make, and they bring in all the money, for the shelter whenever they go to a merch event. If you like that, if you like social media, there are people that work on social media. Like Maddie said, you kind of pick what you like, but there's a place for everybody.
Yeah, absolutely. Right. So I know that funds keep you going.
Yes.
So you need to have funds constantly. That's
Yes.
just the way that it is. So Rebecca, do you want to mention a fundraiser, a special fundraiser that you're having?
Why?
And how people can donate?
Absolutely.
Perhaps, if they'd like to.
So right now we are actually through August 13th, we have a Community Thrives. It's actually a crowdfunding, community-based online fundraiser sponsored by the USA Today Network. So our goal, as based on our budget and our size, our goal is to raise $3,000 through this online campaign. And when we meet that goal, we qualify for an even larger grant from the Gannett Foundation. And last year, when we participated, we met that $3,000 minimum, and we were given a grant of $6,000 additional dollars. So we had almost $10,000 through that one community event, and we really believe in that community participation. That our main program is positive community impact, and that's everything. That's TNR, that's adoptions, that's outreach. If you have one of our favorite stories is we had someone reach out to us and say, my cat got loose, got out, came back, didn't realize that she got pregnant while she was out. I can't afford this. I can't do this. I don't know what to do. We took that cat, we fostered her. She had her babies in our foster home. We raised the babies, got mom fixed, got the babies fixed, and everybody got adopted out, and Mama Shadow went back to her original adopter. So it's community like that we're looking for, and that's where we ask our supporters to donate to this Community Thrives. The link is on our website. Otherwise, we have all different types of events that we're in the middle of planning a wine tasting fundraiser right now for the end of September. COVID did have a bit of an impact on our in-person events, but we're getting back to that now. And online, we have a PayPal link. You can do monthly sponsorships if you're interested, like that kind of thing. So, and like Allison said, our merchandise events are pulling in a bunch of money. Our crafters, they call themselves the Crazy Crafters, and they are sewers, and knitters, and and crocheters, and they have amazing things from microwave bowl cozies to crocheted, stuffed kittens, and it's amazing. And they're making probably so far this year, I'd say they've brought in almost $5,000.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
What a way of taking, for crafters out there, what a way of taking your crafting that you love to do anyway to the next level.
Yes.
And paying it forward so that these beautiful animals can benefit from that.
And again, if you're not, I'm not a crafter, but I said, well, give me a glue gun. Well, they gave me a glue gun. And I started doing like the little headbands. And again, there's a place for everybody, in the organization. You can glue gun if you don't want to crochet.
So how you always hear adopt, don't shop. Why is that true that we really want to encourage people? And what does that mean? Maddie, what does it mean to you when you hear that adopt, don't shop?
It just means that you're giving somebody a home that doesn't have one. When you shop, you're kind of, I guess, picking somebody that already had a home, but is just more of a profit maker. With adopt, you're kind of getting somebody who is in need of one. And they're giving them the love and the home that they didn't have before.
What does it mean to you, Allison, when you
Well,
say that? Adopt,
shopping
don't shop?
is promoting breeding. And we have so many, you see all these animals that don't have homes. And to go out and buy a dog that somebody bred in a cage for that purpose is just the antithesis of everything we stand for. So that's what it means to me. Like she was saying,
it's
give
kind of
this.
advocating for that,
Yeah.
for breeders in that way.
Yeah.
Anything to add to that, Rebecca? I'm sure you agree. Adopt,
Yeah,
don't
yeah.
shop.
That's it.
Absolutely. And not only that, it's also like supporting your community. That look at all of these people that work in the shelters. They're trying their best. They're doing what they can for these animals. And just because you don't like the way a cat looks, you're going to go buy a different cat. Well, people are working very hard to save these animals, and it's kind of respecting that community and being a member of your community.
Beautiful. And look, this is what you're missing. If you don't come to the shelter, you won't see these beauties. here.
These are awesome little
So sweet,
kittens.
and they are up for adoption right now. Currently, if
Yes.
someone hurries,
Yes.
they may be able to bring them into their home. So we're getting ready to wrap up, but some final words from each of you to inspire people in terms of what you do. Rebecca?
You never know what you're capable of until you try. And I had no idea going from a quiet person that just wanted to clean cages to somebody who's out in the community and, you know, raising money and increasing our budget and, you know, recruiting volunteers. It's, you never know what until you start.
When you find your passion, you want to be vocal.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
Maddie, any final words?
I would say it's more rewarding than you think. I have, at my work, I get asked to pick up shifts, and sometimes I'll decline because I have my fosters or I have something else with Karma Cat to do, and they're like, what, you don't want to get paid? I'm like, I kind of want to play with the kittens today, sorry.
The
So.
intrinsic value of what you receive far outweighs some dollars sometimes. Beautiful.
I think I'm a very social person, and I had retired and really didn't have anything to do, so kind of got involved. So I have met such awesome people, and like I said, you meet people that are interested in the same things, or you meet people that encourage you to try something you might not have thought you would do. And then the bottom line is it's for a good cause. So not only are you busy and making friends and doing fun things, you're doing this wonderful service for the cats in the community.
Well, that's the definition of good karma.
Yes.
Oh, nice.
Exactly.
Yes.
And absolutely beautiful. Thank you for bringing these beautiful beauties with you today, and thank you for all the work that you're doing. We're going to get the word out. We're going to keep
Thank
getting the
you.
word out and keep getting these beautiful cats and dogs adopted.
Thank
Thanks
you.
to you. Thank you, Rebecca and Maddie and Allison, for being
Thank
on
you,
Positive
Michelle.
Energy.
Thanks
Thank
for
you.
inviting
Thank you for
us.
having us.
So much.
Thank you.
These guys are just purring away.
I can't,
So
I
happy.
can't even move.
What a sweetheart.
We're wrapping up another enlightening show. To rescue an animal is to literally save a life and change their fate or destiny. Join me in envisioning a world where every being, human and non-human, including companion, wild, sea, and farm animals, are happy, protected, and free from harm. Thank you, Monday Morning Flowers, for the beautiful floral arrangement. Thank you for watching. Check out michellegranberg.com, go vegan, and join me next time on Positive Energy.